Oh look, it's another dumbass kid in his car who's gonna yell at you to get your shit together, right? Is that what you're expecting? Well, that's what you're getting, so I hope that's what you were in for. The subject of this video, if you couldn't tell by the fucking title, obviously, the reason you hate your life is because you're soft. And I know that's like probably something you've heard 1,000 times, and every motivational motherfucker on the internet's gonna tell you that, but I'm not here to sit and yell at you and tell you why you're soft and why you're a pussy. I'm gonna sit here and tell you my story on how I literally felt sorry for myself my entire fucking life, and I grew up just constantly feeling sorry for myself and complaining about the situation I was in instead of fucking changing it, and how I did change it and how you can do the same thing. So if that's what you signed up for, then you should probably keep watching. I didn't work out my entire life until like I guess freshman year of high school. I was always like that skinny fat kid, you know what I mean? I had a little bit of chub, but I was so fucking skinny that if I lost it all, I would just look like shit. And in my head, I didn't see that, right? I was like, oh, I want to lose this fat and have a six-pack and go to the gym and, oh, sorry, that's probably fucking loud. I want to, lose that fat and then, I'll have a six-pack. What more could I want in life? And so that's what I did freshman year. I finally got fed up of all the bullshit and I was like, fuck it. I'm going to get shredded. Yeah, I'm going to get a six-pack. And I did. And I looked decent, I guess. I was very skinny, but I had that six-pack I wanted. And from that stage, I was comfortable, right? If you have watched a single one of my fucking videos, you know that being comfortable is quite possibly the worst thing that you could possibly do. Because when you're comfortable, you don't want to change. If you don't want to change and you're complacent with where you are, then you'll simply never progress. And that's the downfall of so many men. They get to a point where they're like, all right, I got this girl, I got this okay body, I got this job paying $40K a year, I'm chill, I'm content, I don't want to be any better. And if that's you, then this is your wake-up call that you need to start being better. You need to at least fucking try, okay? If you don't try to be better, then your life is pointless. What point do you have in your life if you're not trying to be better? What is your purpose? All right? Find your purpose. What is it? What do you want to do with your life? Like, genuinely, really, look at yourself in the mirror and say, who is this? Who I want to be? Am I the person I want to be right now? And the answer should be no. You shouldn't be the person that you're aspiring to be just yet, and that's okay. But you need to understand that since you are that person, since you aren't who you want to be, now it's time to fucking change. All right? Now it's time. So I got complacent when I had that six-pack, and I stayed the same for around 6 months. Also, it is fucking 100 degrees in this, like it actually says 100 degrees in this car. I'm fucking sweating, that's why my shirt is off. Not because I'm a dickhead. But I was so fucking complacent, dude. And I just stayed there goes my phone. I just stayed the exact fucking same. I guess for like 8 months. I didn't change at all. And then during this time I found a girlfriend, and that made me stay even more the same because I was even more comfortable and complacent. I didn't give a fuck about progressing. I went to the gym, but for what reason? All right, your why has to be bigger. You have to find a bigger why. Your why shouldn't just be, I want to look decent. No, it should be, I want to have the body of my dreams because that's what I fucking deserve. You need to find a bigger why. And I never had that why growing up. I was always complacent with where I was at. I spent years and years in complacency. I had no money. I had a below an average physique, I guess you could say. And I wasn't striving for anything better in any area of my life. I got good grades in school and I thought that was all I fucking needed. And I was wrong. I was painfully wrong. So I stayed in this stage for a while, and then I still had a girlfriend at this time and fucking didn't progress. And then we broke up, and you might think, oh, like, this is where the story takes a turn, like he starts to progress. No, I fucking stayed the same. I was still the same motherfucker, except now I decided I was gonna start drinking and smoking. So that's what I started to fucking do. I'm a junior in high school, I'm just drinking and smoking, not giving a fuck about anything really. I'm just kind of living complacent. I work at a fast food place. I don't care about much. I go to the gym, but at what cost? I'm pretty much just going to the gyms to say that I go to the gym and like flex it in a sense. I was so proud that I went to the gym and I had a decent physique that I didn't think or care about getting better. I was just happy with where I was at. And then during this time, I got into a new relationship, and guess what that did to me? You'll never guess what that did to me. It made me even more fucking complacent. I literally was even more complacent than I was before. I was still going to the bar and drinking and shit. I was just doing it with her. And I was fucking same shit. Go to the gym, whatever. That was my only area of like self-improvement. I went to the gym. For what reason? I didn't have a why. My life had no purpose. If you're living without purpose, then there's no point in living at all. You need to find that purpose. That purpose is the key to your happiness and the reason that you're going to love yourself. You don't have to be like that dream version of yourself yet, because I'm not even that dream version of myself just yet. But you have to have the purpose and know what you want to be, because I know exactly what I want to be and I know exactly what I'm going to be. And you're going to watch me on this channel become that person, video after video after video after video, until I am that person. They're doing lawn care next to me. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Wow, it is hot as fuck in this car. I got into that relationship, got even more fucking complacent, just stayed the same for years and years, well, like 2 years. And the whole time I'm just like, all right, well, I'm in decent shape, so I can go out and drink 3 nights a week. I don't give a fuck. I can smoke weed every night. I don't give a fuck. I can hit my vape. I don't give a fuck. I have a girlfriend. I'm doing good, bro. I have a decent body. I'm doing good. And then I signed up for my first bodybuilding show while I was in that relationship, and I half-assed it. I'll be honest. I got scammed by a coach who sucked, which, if you guys know anything about me, that's the reason I started coaching and the reason I started changing lives, is because I got fucking scammed by a coach who was literally, he's a fucking pussy, but he scammed me for hundreds of dollars, and that made me want to become a coach, and that's why I got educated to become a coach, and because I knew I would never let somebody under my care deal with all that bullshit. So if you're my client and you're watching this, you already know exactly what I do. Like, there's no bullshit around here. But I half-assed that show. I came in and I didn't look as good as I should have. I didn't look like a bodybuilder. I looked like a gym bro who hopped on stage. And that's not what I strived for. So after that, I kind of, I guess, went back to being the exact same as I was before. I still wasn't getting any better. I was still staying the fucking same, dude. Like, I was going to the gym, but at what cost? Like, I wasn't gaining anything from it. I wasn't developing myself. I was going to the gym because I enjoyed going to the gym, and that was that. I didn't have a why. I didn't have a purpose. I didn't have a reason. What's your reason? Tell me what your reason is. If you don't know what your reason is, then go fucking find it, because that's what you need. So I kind of put on a bunch of muscle, I guess. I was at least bulking, which is because I was fucking drinking 3 nights a week and eating a bunch of bullshit, and I got chubby. And then that's whenever I finally took the first step into self-development, actual self-development with a purpose. I knew I wanted to be a bodybuilder, and I didn't want to fucking half-ass it. So that's what I did. I went through that prep, and I put myself through hell every single day, because I knew I would get to that stage and be the best version of myself I could ever be. I knew that I was meant for more, and I wasn't achieving more, and so I started to do that. And then, as a lot of you know, as I started to do that, that's whenever my relationship went to shit, and then I got dumped a couple weeks out from that show. And that is where I finally got my shit together. It took 2 relationships over 4 years and years of staying the same for me to finally get my shit together. So I competed in the show, I did well, and that's when I realized I was truly meant for something else. I was truly meant for more. I wanted to bodybuild, but I wanted to make a career out of it. And I knew that I couldn't just make bodybuilding my career. So that's when I first opened my coaching up. And I started working with free clients. I started mastering my craft. I worked with mentors, other coaches, anything I could to learn more and be a better coach. I got those free clients, insane results, and I pretty much took every risk in the book to get to where I was at today. I spent thousands and thousands of dollars that I didn't fucking have because I knew I would fucking succeed. I knew that I was gonna succeed. It wasn't an if and or but. I knew that I would succeed, and that's what I'm doing right now, right in front of you right now. So I finally took that risk, and it took me being in that uncomfortable situation. And that, as soon as I started taking that risk, as soon as I got out of that relationship and I wasn't comfortable anymore, that's when I found happiness, because I found a why. I found a purpose. I found a business that fulfilled me. And I found out that going to the gym meant more to me than just going to the gym. It meant being a better Brandon every single day. It meant showing up for myself when I didn't feel like it. Because before, I wouldn't show up when I didn't feel like it. I would just fucking rot in bed and do nothing. I showed up for myself every damn day. And through that, without even realizing, I found my why. I found my purpose. And that's what made me happy. The reason I wasn't happy before is because I was fucking soft. And a lot of you watching, you might be in that same spot. You might go to the gym, but why do you go to the gym? Tell me why. Why do you go to the gym? You don't know? Find that why. You don't have to be a professional bodybuilder, but why do you want to be better? Answer that question and you'll find happiness. And then pursue that every single fucking day. The reason you're not happy is because you're soft. The reason you're not happy is because you don't show up whenever you don't feel like showing up. You wake up tired and decide, today's my day to not go to the gym. Or you eat one unhealthy snack and say, okay, time to binge on 10,000 calories. You don't have a why. And until you have that why, you will never, never, never be happy. All right? That's the only thing you have to understand, is that you being unhappy is entirely your fault. It's nobody else's fault. It's not the universe's fault. You didn't get put into a shitty situation that you can't come out of. It's your fault because you don't want it bad enough to get out of that situation. If you're overweight, you're skinny fat, whatever it is, you have to want it bad enough and want to get out of that position bad enough. And that's when you'll find happiness. When you start showing up every single day and executing every single day regardless of how you feel, your happiness will go through the fucking roof. But until then, until you find that why, and until you stop being so fucking soft and not doing the things you need to do every single day, you will not be happy. Because I was never fucking happy. Alright? I was happy when I'd go out drinking, and then I'd wake up the next morning and feel like shit and not go to the gym, and then wonder why I was fucking depressed. Wonder why my relationships was going to shit. Because I didn't have a fucking purpose. I was soft. I was a loser. And if you're in that position, you gotta understand that it's your fault that you're there. And that sucks. That sucks to hear. But the only way to get out of that position is through you and through your hard work. Yeah, you can work with somebody, you can work with me. Like, you can hire a coach, you can do all that, but it doesn't matter if you're not willing to stop being fucking soft and take that action. Please, please, please take that action. I know so many people that feel sorry for themselves, and all they do for their entire life is feel sorry for themselves. They take no risk, they don't better themselves, and that's why they stay the exact same and are never fucking happy. If you're unhappy and you want to be happy, the only thing you need to do is stop being soft. Stop complaining. Whenever life hits you, you hit back harder. You're not a victim of your situation. You're not a victim of the life that you were placed in. You can always make it out of that life. You can always make it out of the body that you're in. And you can always make it out of that shitty mindset that you have right now. It is on you. You can do it. You need to understand you can do it. Okay? I don't even know what compelled me to make this video, but I was really reflecting this morning, and I just took a step back and realized how much of a fucking loser I was. Like, straight up. I had no purpose. I had no nothing, dude. I would have stayed content for the rest of my life if I didn't go through hardship. And if you're going through hardship, understand that's a beautiful thing, because it's gonna fuel you and craft you into the person that you're meant to be. But you can't just let it consume you. You can't just let it eat you alive. You have to let it force you to become better. And you have to stop being so fucking soft. Because if you stay the same as you are right now, which I'm sure you don't want to, then you're never gonna be happy. You're never gonna find that happiness. Ouch, that sucks. Ouch, that hurts. Wow. Yeah, it does, and it should fucking hurt. Because if you're not where you want to be, then this is your wake-up call that you need to change. And I really hope that it didn't take a 20-year-old yelling at you in his car to get to that point. But if it did, then use this as your wake-up call and stop making excuses. You can watch a million videos on self-development, but until you develop yourself, you're not going to accomplish anything. Stop being so soft. The second you stop being so soft is the second you truly find happiness. I want you to know that I'm rooting for you. I'm genuinely rooting for you, and I want to see you win. If you need anything, my DMs are always open on Instagram. It's linked in my bio. If you want to book a call with me, my Calendly link is always in my bio. You can book a call with me anytime to inquire to work with me. I am here for you guys every step of the way, but you need to understand that I can give you the greatest plan in the world, just like I do for every single person I work with. I can be with you every single step of the way and take you from point A to point B, but only if you're willing to make that change. So if you're somebody who's willing, you're somebody who wants to make that change, then come along with me and make that fucking change today.